No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And I've had a few people hit me up over the past couple months telling me that there's a real one from Bounty Hunter Bloods named Stretch, who I had to sit down with. Crazy life story, freshly up out of the box. And here we are today. We made it happen.
I finally got me in the fucking house. It took too long.
What took too long?
Nothing.
Because how long you been free?
About 4 years and change now.
Oh, it's been 4 years. Okay, so not. It's been a nice little stretch.
Yeah, after 26 years, I'm still fresh out.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing.
Let me put this down. Where you want me to start at?
Where you grew up?
Watts.
You're originally from the Bounty Hunters?
From Watts, born and raised.
Can you get a little bit closer to the mic?
From Watts, born and raised.
Right. And you were born in what year?
1970.
Okay, so you've
Gemini gang.
seen a lot of this shit from the very, very early days.
Man, I seen it all.
What was it like in the Nickerson Gardens growing up back then?
Well, today is a whole. Back then was a whole different era. Shit, growing up in Watts, period. Because I'm not just from the project. I'm a Watts baby.
Right.
See, my family, we lived a little bit all over Watts.
Uh-huh.
You feel me? And I'm originally up out of where I'm from. You feel me? That's where I'm family from. But over the years, we moved different places.
Right.
But it's been a fucking crazy ride. You feel me? From 1970 to this day.
In terms of how intense the streets of Watts are, how violent, how crazy they are, compare back then to right now.
Oh, I think that the streets were a little more crazier
I think for sure.
back in the day.
No cameras.
And then you have to realize that cameras is that's a big, yeah.
Anybody wants to do something illegal.
You know what I'm saying?
Even if you're a total knucklehead, you got to think about those cameras.
Yeah, you have to, and no matter what you're doing today. So back then, no cameras. And then you have to realize that was a different era, different time. You know what I'm saying? Way different than today.
Right.
So like shit. I grew up, like I said, in and out the projects all through Watts. My life's been a fucking roller coaster. I ain't gonna sit there and shit you out. I've been through some shit that a lot of motherfuckers wouldn't even be able to stand up under.
I believe it. So okay, at a young age, what age would you say that you hopped off the porch and really started to be involved in the bullshit that was going on around you?
Shit. 3 years old, 4 years old?
4 years old. Holy shit. I don't know if I ever heard anybody say
You never
that
heard
low
that
of an
one,
age.
huh? Let me tell you why. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, right? I feel like this is my moment to talk my shit and be real with it, right? And so, right now, I was saving this for my book, really. I'm gonna do a book. You feel me? But I feel like you get me something. I'm gonna go and put this out. My people didn't want me to put this out.
Okay.
And so I'm not going into too much detail on it, but something drastic happened when I was 4 years old in my home. Okay, so that's the day I jumped off the porch.
What happened?
A nigga broke in my house, put a knife to my throat at 4 years old.
Yeah. And who else was home besides you?
My mother and my two younger brothers.
And what was the reaction to this? Was he trying to just do a robbery or?
I guess he did everything he could. You feel me? Yeah.
I'm guessing he didn't survive this.
He got away.
Oh, he did get away. Okay.
Yeah.
But what?
I remember like it was yesterday.
How did your mom and your brothers react?
My brothers was two. I'm the oldest, so I'm 4 years old.
Uh-huh.
So I have a younger brother and then a baby brother.
Okay, so it's little boys.
They don't
right.
remember. They know the incident. They don't remember it.
Okay.
I remember it like yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is the first experience you'd had, something like that.
Well,
I mean, my kid is about to turn 4, and it's very hard for me to process how the fuck she would be able to handle something like that.
That was my first real, this was about 1974, 1975. Yeah, and they broke my house, put a knife to my throat, threatened my brothers, assaulted my mother. My dad was at work. You feel me? Yeah.
And how did that proceed from there? I'm assuming
never talked about. We moved,
You moved?
Yeah, to another part of Watts. And it's never talked about.
So you don't even know what your dad's reaction was afterwards?
Oh, I heard him when he came in the house. Yeah, I heard him when he came in the house. And yeah, it was crazy. Police came, all the shit.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing your dad was very, very upset about this.
Yeah, he was fucked up.
Definitely.
Really, really. I remember like it was yesterday. And not only that day, it actually went on for, the traumatic incident for maybe several years, a couple more years, to where it finally, subsided. You get what I'm saying?
Right. What kind of guy was your dad?
Working man, real straight, work, straight, married to my mom, 3 boys, still married to my mom to this day.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that he was very upset about this incident taking place. Did he try to get some revenge, or was he not that kind of guy?
Well, had he caught that motherfucker then, he'd have been a dead motherfucker. I know that for sure.
Right.
But shit, what can he do? Every time he got home, he got 1,000 police around my house. You feel me? So, yeah.
So you think something changed in you after that day?
Definitely. It was a traumatic incident. There was no, what the fuck you get today? You go speak to a psych, or you get some type of counseling. You feel me? What? Yeah, I don't know. That was just never talked about to me.
It was just back to normal.
I had to eat normal program. I had to eat that.
Wow.
4 years old, but I remember everything. Put the knife to my throat.
That's crazy.
So that was the start of my life in Washington. Start of my mama, my brother in the house. Yeah.
I'm guessing that wasn't the end of you experiencing some wild shit?
No, hell no. That was the start of the shit. Feel me?
So when did you get more familiar with what was going on in the streets as you got older? Like, how did that kind of proceed?
Well, we moved back into the projects, so that was like, a whole different, another ball game now. You feel me? So, shit. Me being the oldest of 2 brothers, I got to deal with everything now. You feel me? Shit that just happened. Moving back into the projects, dealing with bullies and everything else. I'm the oldest, all the shit.
Uh-huh.
You feel me? So it was just straight survival mode. I don't know what the fuck to think. Some traumatic shit just happened. You feel me?
Right.
And you feel me? So yeah.
When you're 4, you're like so far away from being old enough to really like have any kind of real response to that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Or nobody even, there was no counseling or nothing. Just had to eat that. Yeah.
Okay. So what were you like in even elementary school? What was that experience like for you? Fighting
bullies and dealing with gang shit and everything under the sun. So, I that's something I really wanted to talk about, because it's like it's a different, like you said, today it is different than back then. We got bullies, but we were getting that back then. You know what time it is. Probably was a lot worse, like you said, because you didn't have counselors, you didn't have no cameras, you didn't have that shit. You had to deal with it.
So it felt like there was a lot of bullies, a lot of people trying to sort of strong arm people out of their possessions and whatnot.
It's just bully period, kid. Just that whole atmosphere. You know what I mean? It's the gang culture, and then you're dealing with, a dog-eat-dog world in that aspect, basically. Period.
Definitely.
Yeah. I had many fights in elementary and junior high school coming up.
Right. When I think about my time having gone to the Nickerson Gardens, it's like a few different people mentioned that this is just totally different than the way it used to be. And they're kind of referring to the fact that there are a bunch of cameras out there. So it's like there's way less likely to be real violence going on, stuff like that. But then they're also, just kind of acknowledging that it used to be more of an environment where everybody's outside. And then as time goes by, it becomes people are more likely to stay in the house, watch TV, be on their phone, be on social media, etc. So when I was there, I noticed like I get there and there's like almost nobody outside. Then they realize there's like a camera crew. People start telling each other, boom, there's a shitload of people outside. Right. So the environment was like pretty lit, but it occurred to me that like that isn't necessarily usually what it's like. But probably back then it was like way more. Everybody was just kind of outside doing shit.
So look, I went to prison in '94.
Right.
When I left, shit was totally different. I come home and see it's like what the. So, first of all, only white people we saw in Watts was the police. Left, period. Hispanic numbers were a lot less, but everything was pretty much predominantly black. There was a lot of Spanish, but it was predominantly black. So I came home and the whole street is Hispanic. You feel me? So a lot of, like you said, cameras, shit changed, but you got a lot of people still in the house. Like I said, phone, social media is a mother. You feel me? So, yeah, we didn't have social media fucking growing up. You feel me?
Right.
Shit, trying to survive. These kids today, it's a whole different era.
Like even I have a friend who has a store on Melrose, and he told me that in the 90s,
Right.
a regular day on Melrose was so many people that it's like comparable to the busiest day that I would ever see on Melrose now. Because everybody was just outside. That's what it was. You had to go do something, or else you were sitting in the house watching the same 10 channels on TV.
Right. It's a whole different era with social media, especially. But I left, phones had just started coming out. So shit. But we really wasn't tripping. You feel me? Like you said, we grew up there and wasn't none of that shit. So
right.
I think it takes away from kids having real life experiences.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
To survive anything. You feel me?
I was just reading an article about a girl who was like 18, who's never had a phone, and she was being asked about what it's like being around other kids, and she said that it's extremely hard for her to relate to them because so many kids are just so used to just being on their phone all the time. Yeah. And I personally feel like that's like one of the most important things for me in raising a kid is I just don't want her to have social media until she's probably like 16, 17, something like that.
I just talking to a couple of my little homegirls in the back of the projects, and they actually let me put them on camera, but just hearing them, not visual.
Okay.
And one of my homegirls, she said that she don't let her daughter see anything, I see some of the kids today, shit, man, they be sitting there with their phones. I don't sitting there on their phone. Everybody got their head down, and nobody paying attention to their surroundings. They're on their phones. Mm-hmm. They're not engaged in any type of real type of conversations, any intellectual conversation, anything. You know what I'm saying? This is,
yeah.
Some of you might say a few words, but yeah.
It's made us better in a way because you're able to just Google information and connect to people and stuff. But then at the same time, it's just created like a whole generation of people that can't really talk to each other.
Mind, like type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all right. People give shit to Clubhouse users. But one thing that stands out to me about Clubhouse is that this is kind of like how everybody used to be.
Okay.
You know, just talking to each other. Like, and jail gives you a fucking good perspective on like what it used to be because people don't really have phones like that. So all these dudes have to have conversations. They have to kind of constantly be around each other. They have to make it work. And to a lot of people now, if I go into a doctor's office, everybody's just looking at their phone. You know, nobody.
Right, that's what I was just saying.
Used to be like, I walk into the doctor's office, I might strike up a conversation with you, random guy. I don't even know you. Like, what do you do?
Yeah. That's why I said
that's long gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
That shit over.
It's over.
Yeah.
I sit sometimes and just watch and just be looking around like this shit is weird.
Definitely. Okay, so when did you sort of formally get more into the gangbanging side of life?
Elementary. About 6th grade, maybe. Fifth, 6th grade. It's fucking, it's around us. See, this is something I really can talk about because I get political about this shit because I always, wonder what the fuck was going on, right? But it's all, it's peer pressure, it's influence, it's everything, and it's a lot different in different neighborhoods. Let's just be honest. You go up in the projects, influence is so heavy, you're gonna do what most of the kids you see around you doing.
Right.
You feel me? So all my partners, it's something I actually wanted to talk about. I wrote about it, but now I wanted to talk about it anyway. Like, even gangbanging. I got homies that didn't gangbang, but because they lived in the projects,
right?
You feel me? You want to be considered to be part of that gang regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So what the mentality mostly becomes, shit, all my niggas and eyes, what the fuck, I'm getting chased any way.
You're gonna deal with the repercussions anyway, so you might as well deal with the benefits as well.
And then it's pros and cons, right? But then you don't. There's not enough cognitive thinking to say I want something different. Do you get what I'm saying? And at that young of an age, especially when this repetitive system's been going on in my neighborhood or in the black communities,
right?
So long. You get where I was coming from?
So it didn't feel like much of a choice. It was just that was what it was.
Oh, my mama.
Right.
To me, it didn't. It was the street life. It was a dog-eat-dog world. I grew up in Watts, nigga. I've been shot 4 times in Watts. You feel me? 4 times, Adam.
Damn. What was the...
3 of them was unwarranted.
How old were you for the first one?
16.
What were you doing?
I was coming from a club. Didn't even know him. Drive by, walked up, Yeah.
And was it based on where you're from or the colors you were wearing or
No
anything like
colors
that?
were involved because I didn't have any colors.
Right.
They were out to do whatever they was doing. And, you know, when you back to what I said, if you live in certain areas, niggas come riding through, they not trying to see, oh, do you really gang bang? And
Right.
what? You look description, they fine. So that's what happened.
And all the way back in the 80s, was it more like Bloods versus Crips, or was it already established that there's certain neighborhoods that you guys don't get along
It
with?
was Crip and Blood thing from the 80s all the way up until I'll say about 92 till the Peace Treaty came. Then things started to change.
Okay.
Feel me? I was a part of all of it, so I know. I was from there all the way up to now.
And so that made it more about specific projects or specific neighborhoods that didn't get along.
Yeah, more now, less today, yeah. Back then it was just straight Blood and Crip shit.
And back in the 80s...
But you had the Crip on Crip thing still.
Okay.
Down moves, we didn't really fight each other back then.
Really?
Because we were outnumbered. We had to stick together.
Is it still kind of like that, where there's more Crip on Crip violence and Bloods are more united?
Yeah, man, this shit's so weird today. This shit is rainbow, bro. You got Crips and Bloods together. You got blood and blood pop. You got everything's all fucking weird. This shit weird today. I don't condone none of that shit.
Really? You look at that as weird?
Yeah, weird. Well, I never fought down moves. The I look like fight other Bloods for when the struggle. What I know we come from.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't with that shit.
But you were just earlier with some Crips.
Yeah, because times have changed as far as that is concerned. Feel me? First of all, if you see the way that their attire is, or the way they move, they not moving. Like you see, you know what I'm saying? You see what it is. You feel me?
Right.
So you don't see them blued up, cripped up like that. Now I have partners like that, but I'm not gonna be kicking it with them every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm a down move. Feel me? So that's what I am, and that's what I represent. You know, as far as in that, you feel me?
Right.
I'm not a gang banging. You feel me? But in my era, in my time, we didn't do that. We didn't kick it all day with keyways and all that. Now today, like I said, the brother and them is on some other stuff, so we ain't on that like that.
Right.
Feel me? But I don't kick it with Crips that's like every day they just cripping like that, just like most of them don't have. That's not my get out. I'm not with the blood on blood shit.
Is it weird to you that the colors mean so little now, and it's not surprising to see somebody from 60s wearing an all red sweatsuit?
Yeah, it's a whole different era. You might run into a Crip red up, a blue, vice versa. Yeah, that shit.
But all that shit unfolded pretty much like while you were locked up.
Yeah, all that shit changed. We didn't do that. So, you know, in my day, the homie saw you with too much blue on, they was tripping.
Right.
Fuck you all that phone, nigga. You feel me? Or vice versa. You know, I knew the keyway niggas was tripping on their homies too. Yeah, I know this to be a fact.
Right.
Yeah, you get slapped up the head. My projects, you came through and you had a lot of blue back in the day, and you want to know, we just didn't do that. You feel me? But, you know, today is different era. Now, I can say when I was in prison, I'm pushing the black structure, the black unity. So I'm not pushing gang banging out here. You feel me? But I know what I represented, and I still am a part of where I grew up. It never changed. That was a part of my life.
Are there people that you were close with while you were locked up that if you saw them now, it would be weird because you were really close in jail, and then when you get on the outside, you have different affiliations?
No. Because see, I'm a different breed. I'm a way different breed than some of these dudes you interviewed and ran across. You feel me? I'm not gonna sit up and sugarcoat shit. I'm 54. I've been yelling all my life. And you are sitting in front of one of the realest ones that been around it. I come up from the best. My big homies, like I'm one of the original YGs. You feel me?
Right.
And I got career partners everywhere right now today that I with. You feel me? But I'm not kicking it. You feel me? Every day like that. You feel me?
Right.
But in my era, in our days, we didn't do that. You get what I'm saying? It's a different time now. So now you might see. You know, like I said, all this shit is weird today. I don't condone none of it.
Do you remember when things really like pivoted from people being able to get in fist fights to the point where it seemed like mostly people were shooting each other? Was there like a specific time period when that started to play out?
I was shooting back then. Remember I got shot in 86 the first time.
Right.
You feel me? Second time I got shot was 1994, right before I went to prison. And then I've been shot twice since I've been home.
We got to get into that later, but
yeah.
Damn. So what happened in the situation in '94?
That one I would rather not go into details about because he rest in peace, and one of my homies, not behind me, and
Mm.
that one I just would rather not talk about.
Okay.
We had misunderstanding, we shot each other, and we became back cool, period.
Really?
That's it.
Okay.
We can move to the next one, though.
For sure. So when you get locked up exactly?
94.
94. And what was the case?
Attempted murder and 2 counts of armed robbery.
And it wasn't the situation you were just talking about? It was a separate thing?
No,
okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell me what happened with that situation specifically?
We could talk specifically about that.
Yeah.
I would love to.
2 armed robberies.
That I did not commit.
Really?
Yeah, really.
How did you end up getting charged with them?
I sold this motherfucker crack rock.
A random crackhead.
Random crackhead. Pulled up, wanted a rock. Sold it to him. Left, came back with a gun. Unbeknown to me, I don't even know this motherfucker, but he came in my projects. You don't even know what the fuck you coming back with. Took the gun from me. Came back in the gun, demanded his money back. You feel me? And I took the pistol from me. But not knowing that this motherfucker is riding around in his ex-wife's car with her gun in her glove compartment. She don't know he's smoking crack. He's a 5-time convicted felon. And so this son of a bitch can't tell her that I just got your gun took and the project bought some dope. You get what I'm saying? So she later he put her in it and she made up a false police report and lied. Said 2 people robbed her and her husband at a gas station. She was never there. There was no gas station happening in the projects. Put a whole other location, charged me with saying me and some other unknown co-defendant robbed her and him, took a gun from her, money, everything. Yeah, that's what I went to prison for.
Wow. And it feels like that would be the kind of charge that you might be able to beat if you had like a really good lawyer or something. Because if you really weren't there.
You really wanted to get in this one, Adam?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna edit this shit, is you?
No, of course not.
I didn't commit everything I told you was the truth. All right? I debated on whether I wanted to talk about this or not because it's political.
Okay.
But I was prosecuted by a hardcore district attorney who's now sitting judge. And she committed acts of misconduct, unethical. She withheld exculpatory evidence and went to great lengths to convict me.
Really?
Yeah. So
they were just trying to take gang members off the streets?
No. The 3-strike law just came out. But see, she was sent over from Torrance, one of them hardcore prosecutors. And she had one of them chips on her shoulder. You know, she couldn't lose. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened, Adam, was she wasted a lot of money prosecuting me because she couldn't get a conviction because it was a lie. And so she started playing dirty to convict me, and she did, and she finally got a conviction. Had she lost, she wouldn't have went nowhere. So she had to do this, and less than a year later, she was sitting on the bench. I saw her on TV sitting next talking to Gil Garcetti. Yeah, but watch this. I told you what this dude did, what happened. Never saw this lady a day in my life and what I was charged for. Okay. They arrested me, then dismissed the case, and then refiled it out. Refiled and took me to trial. I got a 9-3 hung jury. 9 jury members said not guilty. The alleged victim, the husband and the wife, both took the stand and said I was not the guy because they knew they were lying. But they continued to tell that gas station story, right? Me being young, and that's something I want to talk about too, is the lack of knowledge of the law that most of us, you say, niggas, you're going to be in the crime, you better learn the law, right? So, it's really not funny, but I can laugh about it now. I'm home. It took 26 years of my life. You feel me? And you cannot commit a crime and say you combating crime. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, the case was dismissed, and then there was a 9-3 hung jury. The dude and the husband said, that ain't him. I never said it was him. And then the husband said, I never said it was him in trial neither, but y'all made me pick his picture out. This is all in record. I got a 9-3 hung jury. 9 jury members said not guilty. They took me to trial again. So that was dismissal, hung jury, and now guilty. How many white people you know that go through this? Let's be real. Watch this. Dismissal, hung, favorable hung jury. Not identified in any courtroom as a perpetrator of this crime. Go to trial again. I said I didn't know the law, so what I did was, okay, I'm just trying to gasp what I could, you know, because I didn't do this shit. I told my attorney, hey, man, subpoena the goddamn gas station guy. The Korean guy. He came. Said, and no robbery happened. Never saw them or him. The dude still said it wasn't me, and so did the ex-wife or his wife. But when the DA gets up and she questions the Korean guy, what I know now while I was fighting my case in prison, which I didn't know then, her line of questioning. You feel me? So if I'm a DA, why am I asked a witness on the stand, hey, you had cameras, right? And you're a smart guy, Adam, so tell me this line of questioning. She goes, you had cameras? I said, yeah. She said, did all of them work? He said, most of them did. She goes, well, is the one that didn't work, could it miss the angle? You would be asking, first of all, I know the law, it would be sidebar, Your Honor, we didn't know about cameras. We need to see these cameras. Because either he's guilty or he's not. We can see, you feel me? That would be the first thing.
Right.
But now she's asking, could have missed something. I didn't think about the shit till I was in prison. Why are you asking if it missed something? Because you already looked at them cameras. Then it already got to my attorney, and I never knew this shit out of him. So I sat there, and I'm like, okay. So he said, most of them did. So she said, come on. He said, yeah, probably did. But I never saw them or them. This dude been working this gas station across the street from my neighborhood for many years.
Right.
He knows the motherfucking robbery happened at his gas station. They knew it didn't happen, but she couldn't lose. So now it's dismissal, hung jury. I get another hung jury. They took me again, Adam.
They tried you for the same robbery.
Same case, same, no new evidence, no nothing.
And not even a robbery where somebody died or like...
Dead homies.
Like pretty...
I got it in black and white. Hey, watch this. Watch this. So, dude, this time, my attorney was so fucking truck. He don't subpoena, when we go out to trial, he don't subpoena the goddamn tapes. So you tell me they wasn't working together. So when I come here, I'm pissed off. Right? I'm like, bro, what's the fuck? Why we in here again? I got dismissal, hung jury, and I'm back again. The witnesses said it with me. The gas station, what the fuck going on? He say, man, listen, man. We're going to start today. I said, hold up, I got 2 questions, bro. Did you call back my witness, the Korean guy? He said, no. I'm behind the glass, though, right? I want to slap shit out of him, man. I don't know how to got to him. I probably would have at that moment. I said, what the fuck you mean you didn't call back my witness? I said, you wasn't the DA. I knew then. I said, DA got to you, champ. Do you know his exact words to me? And I swear on my mama, it's what he said to me. Right. This will let me know it was official. He said, man, Mr. W, you got 2 hung juries and a dismissal. You got great appeal action. That's what this son been said to me. And we ain't went back in the courtroom for the next trial. So I knew that they was going to find me guilty. Wow. My mama.
So you're a young dude.
23, 24 years old.
How did it feel getting locked up, knowing that you had basically been the victim of a miscarriage of justice, if you will?
You know, I'm going to just be real with you. I felt that I knew what it was. The system is not, it's corrupt and it's against, you feel me, people of color, period. You feel me? I know all about it now more than I ever did then. But I sat there and I looked and I walked in that courtroom knowing they was finna find me guilty. And I looked at every one of them damn 12 jury members in their face. How you gonna sit there and do this, huh? Y'all really is. I looked at that lady, even when she took the stand, even though he kept saying it wasn't me. Now, how could you sit up on this stand and tell this lie? I commit a crime, I go to prison, I took the deal. Twice. Yeah, I did it, what's the deal? You feel me? But to sit up here and face 50-something years for some shit I ain't do and y'all know it, it's different. It's a hit different. You feel me?
So you get locked up. Do you try to appeal it? Like,
oh, hell yeah.
How long does it take?
Tell you about that.
Yeah.
They found me guilty, right? Even the judge, one of the judges that said something prior, but look, found me guilty. So much misconduct went on this fucking shit. It was political. So found me guilty, sends me to 37 years with 85%. Can you imagine that in 1994, Adam? I didn't know what the fuck 2000 looked like. What the fuck, a millennium? What the fuck? What you mean? What? 2020 something. It's 1994. I didn't think I would ever get out of prison. I ain't gonna sit there and lie to you. And I went there just knowing that the system corrupt. And I was like, damn, what the fuck we do? Like, why is this shit all it was bad enough? As blacks, we going through this shit, but then I gotta go through this. This what's going on. And then y'all wonder why motherfuckers acting where they act sometimes. You feel what I'm saying? So this was my mind frame. Sent me to the worst prison they could in California.
Which one was that?
Level 4 High Desert, where it first opened up, 180.
And so what, had you been in jail before that?
Yeah, I told you. I've been in prison twice. I took the deal.
Right.
I did it, yeah.
What was it like this time around, though? Was it just way crazier than you could have expected?
Way different. It's way different. See, back then, Adam, it was a repetitive door. You get what I'm saying? You do some time, you did something, you go, the punishment fit the crime, you do your time. It's different now. They're warehousing.
Mm.
You feel me? It's about money, so it's different.
Right.
You feel me? So all you doing is cramming everybody in because it's money. They're making billions of dollars off PIA. You know that?
Mm.
You know about PIA industry?
No, what's that?
Prison
Industrial. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you know that they're making millions? They got contracts with outside agencies that they're making millions of dollars while fucking making inmates in there working 5 cents an hour. I don't know what type of crime you commit. It's either a chain gang or a sweatshop. Period. Right? I worked in them.
So
for years.
What are those first few years like? Or
I hit that yard, man, Adam. I sat there. I know I walked on that motherfucker. All right, I'm gonna tell you about the night they hit. I said 37 years. Some shit I didn't do. I didn't know what the believe in, what the fuck about nothing. I was everything.
Uh-huh.
So I'm walking across the yard, cuffed up or with a bedroll, sweating, with a fucking jumpsuit on. 3 in the morning, whatever. We got off this bus, sent me to this little ass prison yard, level 4180. And it was chaos.
Really?
Riots, lockdowns, lockdowns.
What would you say? What was causing the average riot?
I would say multiple things because you got to realize that racial shit play a part, politics, gang, a bunch of motherfuckers crammed in a lot of time, which so the slightest little shit can take the wrong motherfucker off, and you feel me? And then here we have a problem that should never even derived. You feel me?
Was it as a lot of times when I talk to people about prison now, it sounds like it's pretty. The violence is fairly well contained, and they've kind of come up with structures to make it so that there's less violence by the races sticking together and everything. Was it not like that then?
No, and it's still not.
It's still not like that.
Hell no. You got racial riots going all the time in prison.
Really?
Hispanics, whites, and blacks. That shit is happening when I left, and it's still happening. Slice, like I just told you, the slice little thing, you get a knucklehead in here, and he's fucking high. Probably all debt, didn't pay it. He's looking for a way to get locked down, and all debts cancels when lockdowns happen. So hell no, it's a lie. I used to sit out my window and watch shit stage and shit. You heard about the Corcoran shit back in the day? That shit's still going on.
Break it down. What's that exactly?
I sat in the window on a lockdown. The northern Hispanics or the Bulldogs and the Southerners were getting along. So they're having these back-to-back little melee riots happening, right? So they kept trying to see if they can bring them back together. And shit would happen. So they would literally, bro, we would look out the window. Dudes had phones filming this shit. And these motherfuckers would walk out 15. Knowing these motherfuckers was outnumbered, bro. Why would you let out 15? You got 15 Bulldogs. And then you let out all the Southern Hispanics. You know they're going to lose. So and you would watch this shit come out. They would let the Southerners out. And the Southerners would be on the yard. They already got the yard now, right? Nobody's out but the Southerners, right? That's it. No blacks, nobody else. It's a lockdown program they were doing. So they put so many Southerners on the yard, and then they would walk the Bulldogs out, 15 of them. And Southerners doing their thing, playing a little handball, and as soon as they come out, they score, they go right up. Every time they tried it, and shit would go up. And some of the times we watch it, the numbers weren't fair, and they fucking knew it.
Did you get the vibe that the CEOs wanted this to happen?
Of course. Administration didn't give a shit. They get paid more money on lockdown. Double overtime. Safety, hazard safety lockdown. They get money.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to talk my shit. I'm going to tell you the real.
Damn. So would you say that you got in there and were you on bullshit, or was there part of you that wanted to be on good behavior and try to get this thing over with, or were you all up in the?
I had 37 years. I didn't know if I was coming for. Let me tell you, 37 years. So when I got there, I thought, you know what? I got a girl. We finna run. You know how I go. Bitches leave. You know how I say go. So I'm like, okay, I'm finna get an attorney. I'm finna be home. Family, somebody.
You still were optimistic for a few years?
For a few years. And then when that didn't happen, I didn't give a fuck. Fat and blood. It is what it is. We on the yard. It's the program. 30-something years. I don't know if I'm ever getting out. And there was those times that I felt like that. I did whole time, shoot time. But we can talk about it all. I know everything about that.
Really?
CDCR bullshit.
You caught additional charges while you were in there?
I've caught additional time, no charges. Okay. Thank God for that.
What kind of stuff would you do that would have got you more time?
Oh, fights, and I might knock a few niggas out in the day room. You feel me? Yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying? You get 120 days, you can't get back. You feel me? But for respect, a nigga gonna ride the 120. Damn, homies.
Right.
I was 13 to the days to the house, and I was nigga, and I had been down 26 years. I didn't want to.
And you were in a situation where you were going to get out
in 13 days, and I've been down 26 years.
And a dude disrespected
I
you?
stay in the cell. Yeah, I hope you stay in the cell. They used to say, stress why you don't stay in the cell. I'm programmed until I leave, bro. What's happening?
Because I've heard a lot about this dynamic where when you're about to get out, people will kind of try to drag you back into shit or try to get you
Depends
to go
off who you is.
put some work in. Yeah.
I'm a nigga up in there, Adam, so
Okay.
I ain't had them problems.
But it was just some random guy giving you a hard time that
Well,
caused
the
you
homies
to...
got out of line. I ain't gonna miss no lines. He know what it is. My partners now, we good.
So it wasn't even like an opposition type thing. It was just some...
Just a homie got to
Right.
popping off, and he thought he was finna, and you know, shit, we gonna talk my shit. I had a knife on the yard, 13 days to the house, still on the yard.
And they caught you with it or not?
No, I was finna pick it up off the yard, and I was finna stab this mother.
Mm.
You know why? Because I said I got 26 years in. I go home in 13 days. So if you're gonna come over here and make me have to fight you on this yard and fuck my date off, I'm gonna go ahead and demo you and do it right. You feel me? Because you don't give a fuck about me. So that's what it was. My homies grabbed me. They're homies. I grabbed it. I said, what, nigga? He acted like he was coming my way. So I went to, and the homie said, oh, no, I ain't stressed. No. They had to grab me.
They had to physically stop you from stabbing
I
this
was
guy.
stab shit out of him.
Wow.
Because he was coming towards me like he was finna, you know, like he wanted to engage me. And I'm finna go home in 13 days. So therefore, nigga, I'm gonna make you feel it.
There wasn't part of you that was like, you know what? I'm going home in 13 days. Fuck it.
Yeah, but when it comes to you, Adam, listen, right? When it comes to some situations, when it comes to your respect or who you know, you think like some people, you think different. I get that. You would think, yeah, I don't think that in 1 minute I was like, you feel me? I fuck my date off.
Mm.
You feel me? But here's the difference, right? Yeah, my freedom and everything to me, but I don't want to come home and feel like a nigga say, nigga, bitch, big stretch out.
Right.
Dead homies. You feel me? I'm never gonna be able to say that one.
I feel like when you're in jail and you're in prison, if there's one lesson that they want you to learn / that you like kind of need to learn is that there are going to be times
Well,
in
you
your
have to
life
control yourself.
as a man
I know where you're going with this.
where you got to take the L and you got to, you know, if I go to the 7-Eleven right after this and some guy calls me a bitch, you know what I'm going to do? I'm probably going to get in my fucking car and drive away.
Now let me change. Let me.
But I know you're coming from a very different world.
No,
Yeah.
it got nothing to do with the world. Let me change this to you. I said it got to do with this. 2 different worlds. On the streets, I can walk away from motherfucker calling me a bitch out here.
Mm.
I can walk away, y'all. You feel me? I ain't nothing. He don't know me. You feel me? He gonna put his hands on me. That's a different story, right?
Mm.
But in prison, I let them call me a bitch. Everybody and their mama gonna think they can call me a bitch for the rest of my time if I ever come back. Any part of that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's my name. That's everything I stand for. You get me now? It's a difference.
In prison, which is a world without money in the same way, without status, without fancy clothes, without all the stuff
Status
that
is there, but
there's a different type of status. Yeah, but it's
different status, but it's status.
it's your name and your word and your level of respect is so important that that's really one of the main things that gets ingrained in you while you're locked up is that this is all you have is your respect.
Well, that's even on the streets when you were young and you start gangbanging.
Right.
It's the respect. That's the fuck it's about when they run. They want that name, want that respect.
Right.
So it's not just from system. It starts from the streets. System just, like you said, it's just 2 different worlds.
Mm.
You feel me? But they still intertwined. Dude, if you smell me, you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
But in the prison walls, the respect goes a lot. It goes a lot. You know, out here, a nigga can do a lot of bitch shit and get away with it.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Up in there, you're not gonna be able to do too much bitch shit and get away with it.
There's not a lot of running.
Yards.
There's nowhere to go.
Because if you're making the homies look bad, you're gonna get fucked up.
Mm.
On the streets, these niggas do some shit, and you know, because he got some money, they're gonna still suck his dick. You know what I'm saying? On the yard, niggas ain't going for that because you got the B team looking bad, or the Crips over there looking bad. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got up in there. So it's 2 different ball games.
For sure. What's the biggest thing that you saw change inside of yourself while you were locked up for all those years? Like, how did you fundamentally change as a person?
So I want to go back before I go to that question.
Sure.
Because I do have to clarify so I get an understanding about 13 days to the house and why I was going to do what I do. I broke it down for you.
Sure.
But yeah, it's different out here. Dude can walk by me and say, whatever. Nigga, you ain't gonna say, I laugh more likely. You know, to get my face. Right? Because I ain't got 13 days to the house. Right? So it's a lot different up in there. But it's a respect. Like I told you, the respect is different. But when I was coming in the system back then, you had more blood and Crip stuff going on. You feel me? Today it's all racial.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
When did that start to change?
That changed around, I'll say, the early 90s, actually, Adam. You know what I'm saying? In the 90s. Because, like, more in the mid to late 90s, because of the racial stuff started happening, then you had the peace treaty came, you know, but the police prompt the peace treaty. See, that didn't have nothing to do with Hispanics or whites. You feel me? As far as inmates and shit. You know what I'm saying? So the police prompt the peace treaty to come together, for Bloods and Crips to come together, whether they know it or not. And then they was part of the ones why it kind of broke up too.
Right.
So
wait, so you were still free when the peace treaty started being discussed?
Peace treaty. I just got out of prison in '92 December. I just did like 2 years in prison, and I came home. The riots had already happened. Peace treaty was probably broke down to mostly a Watts thing when I came home, where at the beginning it was like a little bit of everybody with the peace, but then by the time I came home, it was just a Watts thing, maybe a little bit of Compton.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I was heavy involved.
Right.
You know, because I got family from Gray Street.
Okay. So that's like one of the most long-standing beefs
Rivalries
in LA/Watts history. That was never something that you were...
I heard you say you was going to get the Gray Streets on Flocka.
On Flocka?
On Flocka.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, nah, they ain't going to do that. But go ahead.
But that's not something you ever really wanted to take part in because you had family there?
As far as what? The rival or the peace? Which one?
Oh, either way. Like
I've been a part of both.
Okay.
You know, I'm from Bonnie as well. You know, that's where I come from. So, you know, yeah, of course.
Random question, but were you too young to, or were you locked up during? I've read a bunch of stuff about the Hawkins Burger.
No, I'm 54
situation. Yeah. Where, I guess to break it down, the simplest version would be like one of the owners.
You had Nino on here, didn't you?
Who?
He didn't talk about it, Nino.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, go ahead. I want to hear what you're gonna say.
Somebody working at Hawkins Burgers, which is the burger spot right across from the Bounty Hunters,
projects,
basically ended up killing a kid.
Yeah.
And it sparked basically a huge war between the projects and then the burger spot across the street. Yeah.
So
I know it's a delicate subject. That there's
you know, it's shit. So far done in what 50 years or more.
Yeah.
You know,
I brought it up to some people and realized that they were not eager to talk about it. That it's still a little bit of a fresh wound in some people's minds.
It's gonna always be a touchy subject, right? I'll break it down for you because you know this shit.
I mean, it's out there.
Not only that, you know, no, I don't do no telling, but I can speak about anything I want to. You feel me? Because I earned that right. You feel me?
Yeah.
I speak for my whatever, right? But like, you know, the Hawkins thing is a touchy subject because we lost a homie in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And they were wrong for what they had did, for what he had did. James did that. I know, you know, we ain't got to sugarcoat it. You know, and my homie, he killed the homie Tony, but you know, he killed Tony. You know, James did that shit. And they gave their story and their version.
On the news and everything at the time, yeah.
You feel me? But let's be real. We're going to tell you how it fucking happened.
Okay.
You feel me? One of their people who's in jail for the killing, he was fucking crazy. You feel me? Homie wasn't only stealing. We go over there, that thing been all our lives. You feel me? Our families interact going across there. You feel me? Video games in there and all that. You know, he was tripping and he shot the homie, trying to say he was stealing something. Well, shoot somebody stealing. Right. Anyway, he shot him with a shotgun and killed him. He walked across the street and he died right there on the project lawn. Right there on Imperial. That's what happened to my homie, all right?
Damn.
His homie name, his brother name is Wabjaw. His mom, I just saw Wabjaw the other day. He killed Tony right there on the pill. Then there was the retaliation. Feel me? That's what happened. So they, then they got the police involved. You feel what I'm saying? But how you do a murder and now you want to get somebody, you feel me? So it's like, I don't ever like that type shit. And then you get involved in street shit, but then want to cry to the police now if you can't handle it. Or you get what I'm saying? You murder somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what time it was. It's a fucking whole project across the street. Why would he do this dumb shit? You feel me? So you knew motherfuckers was going to feel some type of way about that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? We've been coming here for years, so why would you do that? So that's what happened, bro.
If I owned a store and somebody shoplifted, yeah, I'm going to be mad. But
you don't pull out a shotgun. But it wasn't even that. The dude who did the thing wasn't even really a worker like that. This is his family.
Oh, okay.
He's not even, you feel me? Fucking got criminal background himself, bro. So, yeah, that's what really happened.
Oh, and so he got locked up for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's still locked up? Or?
I really can't tell you if he's still in or not.
Oh, okay.
But that's what happened. So those, so the homies did what they did, some shit happened, about it, everybody seen it, some shootings and some cars got ran in the motherfucker, got burned. And then look at it now, some homies don't go there.
That's what I heard, is that there's still a little bit
of
homies
that was there, that was part of that era.
Yeah.
Feel me? The young homies, they have a different, it's a different era.
Right.
What can I say? It's different there, Adam. So you got some young homies, you got some older cats that still to go there. I've been there, you know what I'm saying? But I don't forget what the fuck happened, you feel me? And, I don't really go there that much. I ain't gonna even lie, I really don't. I don't like the food really, any like that anyway.
Pretty solid burger.
Only certain things I might fuck with it there, but
okay.
It's all right. Feel me? And then when you've been eating there for years, it's it, how it go.
Right. Same old shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So
my brother got a restaurant though. He opened right there, a little stand right there in my neighborhood now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
soul food. He does burgers and turkey burgers and tacos street tacos during the week and then soul food like on the weekends.
Nice.
Actually, he got some good reviews on him about a little dude to be interviewing the restaurant places.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's called Cookies and Rolls.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, check that out. Okay, but so
let's get back to the shit you want to.
Yeah, you're locked up, and I'm just trying to kind of figure out does it all feel like one big block of time, or does it feel like there are phases or eras during the time that you were locked up?
There was some phases, but then at one point, I didn't know if I was ever going to get out of prison. So you become numb in a sense, but still. Because I know dudes that did a lot of time and they don't come home the same. You feel me? Some people be like, damn, Stretch, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm different.
You feel like you're mostly the same, that it didn't destroy you mentally?
No, because like I said, I'm different. I've never allowed myself to be under any indoctrinations.
Okay.
So my third eye is free.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And the whole time I did that 26 years, they had my body, but they never had my mind. They never will get it. You feel me? Period. So I educated myself. I read a lot of books. I studied. You feel me?
When did you start to really be like, okay, now it feels like I might be coming to the end of my term here? When did you start to get the idea that you were coming home?
When it got down to, I ain't gonna lie, the last 5 years was rough. It was tough for me. It was kind of rough. When I got down to that 5-piece.
Because then you start to get a little optimistic, like, oh, I could come home this year, next year, the next couple years.
And let me tell you, we're going back to CDC. Let me tell you what the fuck they do after I told you what this DA did to me. CDC holds me at 2 extra years. And they were wrong.
For what?
Because they fucked up on my date. These dumb bras that work in records, who these specialists they hire, who think they know all the fucking, how to calculate time.
Right.
With this bullshit system they do anyway. These dumb bras couldn't even fucking come correct with what the fuck they was doing. They gave me 2 extra years, bro. They was totally wrong.
Really? And you didn't know?
No, I didn't know at first. I fought them. Still denied it, just like they did with my petition. My petition for my freedom on the case itself. And then when they held me extra 2 years, I fought the goddamn counselors in there for years on the shit, and they still made me do the whole 2 extra years anyway.
Wow.
But I had a couple staff who knew, and they was like, "You fucking right, though." I said, "I know I'm right." And some bitches just made me do 23 years of shit I ain't doing, and then they hold me 2 extra years because they made a mistake on my fucking date.
Is that the kind of thing you sue them over?
You do, but when you don't, you gotta have an attorney, and then how these attorneys are. It's hard to get an attorney to take a case pro bono, and that's and then I haven't really talked to but one really maybe, and then he had passed away, so we never got to continue. But I haven't given up on it.
Right.
Totally.
So those last couple months, like what was the day like when they said you're going home?
Happening. So, I got like maybe 10 days to the house. When you get like 14 days to the house, when you get like 14 days to the house, they give you this thing called S time. And that's when I knew it was real.
S time.
S time. Which means you no longer work, you're on S time, you don't have to report to work, you don't have to do none of that shit. You feel me? When you're on S time, you finna go home. So I got that S time ducket. That's when chills and shit start setting in. And I was like, it's getting real. It's getting real.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you nervous? Because, getting out and you don't necessarily have
I wasn't nervous. I was fucking anxious.
You were anxious.
I was anxious.
Did you know where you were going to stay, what you were going to do, or was it kind of...
I have family support system. I got 2 brothers. My dad and mother are still together. They married still. I got 2 younger brothers. I'm the oldest. You know what I'm saying? But not only that, I knew I was gonna be all right. I just need to get the fuck out. You feel me? So yeah, it was weird. The moment it was grinding down. I was like,
how did it feel taking that first step out the door?
It was a long time coming. I really, I ain't gonna even lie. I had to take a breather and really, pinch myself. You know what I'm saying? After this fucking journey I just went through, because it was a journey. I got stabbed 17 times when I was incarcerated.
All in one incident?
Yeah, 3 inmates. And then, like I said, I had I've had a lot of trauma in my body. But hey, they didn't get away with it.
What happened to lead somebody to want to stab you 17 times?
It's politics, man. It wasn't like they want to stab me 17 times. We're always going, it's politics. In-house shit, gang beef shit, all politics. I talked about it on our shit. Shit happened between me and some, hood homie shit, politics. There was some back and forth. I stabbed some niggas too. They ain't just stabbed me, so they ain't get away with it. Let me say that. You feel me?
Right.
It's some old shit. So,
Damn. So
jealousy.
Okay.
Like that word.
I feel like a lot of people, when they get locked up for that long of a period of time, they find God at some point. Was that something that you toyed with, or was there a possibility of that at any point?
We all toyed with religion growing up, period. Right? I don't believe in what everybody might tend to believe in. I have a different system. I'm spiritual, let's say that. But I know for some reason I'm here. Shit, I've been shot 4 times, stabbed 17 times. I did 26 years for shit I didn't do. Like I said, when I hit with this AK, it broke all my ribs, chipped my pelvis bone, shredded my liver, put a hole in my lung. I lost 8 pints of blood. I was on life support. Had a chest tube. You see me walk in.
Do they rush you out of the prison to a hospital when that happens, or is there...
Oh, yeah, when I got stabbed, yeah, they did all that. I had surgery on my hand.
Yeah.
I was talking about when I got shot, that did all that damage. What I just told you, that happened.
Oh, okay.
But when I got stabbed, yeah, they rushed me outside hospital and shit.
How long did it take you to recover?
One of the knives went through my hand because I took the knife on the niggas, grabbed it. So it had my finger. So I had to have surgery because my finger was stuck like this.
Right.
So
wow.
The homie said I was throwing the click up now, officially.
Permanently? Holy shit.
No, fuck that. My shit back.
Yeah. Okay, so when you get back to regular life, though,
right?
What was that like? Because, like we said, the world had changed so much. I can't, and you probably have ideas because you can watch TV and people have phones and whatnot. But you must have got out and just been like, "What the?"
All right, so yeah, so like I was still shook. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of like, I'm out here. This shit real. And it's, I still had to adapt to a lot of shit, So, my brother and my son was in the parking lot waiting for me when I came out.
Uh-huh.
And I hadn't seen my son since he was a kid, He's now 6'3", 6'4", I'm the hood, so,
I mean, that alone must have been so overwhelming.
It was. It just reminded me so much of me, and he looked like me, and then he was tall as f***, and I was like, damn. It fucked me up too a little bit, because I miss growing up. And like I said, because I did a lot of reading while I was in this time, man,
Uh-huh.
I really did a lot of reading. And so I was able to open my third eye. I took a class on cognitive thinking. I'm certified in cognitive thinking, and so I was able to do some soul searching. So shit. It was just like, thinking about how like I fucked up missing out on his life to be able to make something different, maybe for him. You get what I'm saying? It could have been something different for him.
Definitely. I see some people who do a lot of time and then they come out and it's like they're angry at the gang thing. Do you feel that, or is it more like you just accept it as part of the life that you've lived?
You say angry at the gang?
Yeah, angry just at the fact that they, put their life into the gang world and then they ultimately end up feeling like disappointed. But I guess in your situation, it's not like I can understand people who feel like that when they're like part of a gang and then all of a sudden the gang snitches on them, leaves them for dead, etc. And then they feel like, why the fuck did I dedicate my life to this thing and now I did all this time in prison? With your shit, it was kind of different.
Well, I'm going to say this. For me, it's not, I don't accept the gang. See, because you have to realize that I didn't know shit growing up then. So if I know, I know. But I can't blame the gang. It's the environment. So we're going to go back to blaming anybody. We're going to blame the system. This all started from the system. The system that, we know what the government has done. So this is where it all stemmed from. So I can't even be mad at the gang, let alone my dad. He ain't no shit. You feel me? It's just a system that's been passed on since slavery. How to raise your kids, black kids in the ghettos. So this shit was done, purposely. So I understand it differently now. I told you I read a lot of books in prison. So I was able to open my third eye to a whole nother level than a lot of these. I sit down sometimes, I talk to my homies, they be like, Trent, Bonnie, that's all the move. They think that, but then when they say, like, yeah. I'm like, damn, bro, what the f? I used to, on the yard. I ran to some homies and I would sit down and talk to them, man, and they be like, they start coming out to the yard, sit down and just chop it up with me because I was selling knowledge with them. They were so in shock, you know what I'm saying? They've been knowing me for years, but this part of me they had never knew. But I educated myself while I was in prison, but not that way, another way.
Right. So you come home to Watts?
Yeah. Well, no. I didn't come home to Watts, but yeah. I didn't come home and live immediately in Watts. I lived back and forth, yeah.
Right.
But I was staying with my one of my kids' mothers for a while when I first came home.
What was the most shocking thing to you about how much the world had changed?
While I was gone, Adam, I lost all my comrades.
Yeah.
All my boys just got killed. All of them. So it was foreign, if you kind of get what I'm saying. Even though I adapt and I adapt fast, but it was foreign to me. It was the foreign part, I guess, would be dealing with this millennium youth. They on a different level. It's different. So I'm not going to knock all of them, but a whole bulk of them is lost. And when I say that, I'm talking about it's not all of them, because some of them I found that they've read some things, but the motherfuckers is lost. Shit, he's like, you can't really hold an intellectual conversation with some of them, You can't blame them. The motherfucker ain't know what they, it's been taught.
Is part of the is it somewhat jarring that so many of the young people from your neighborhood or whatever that they might not even know who you are, or that everything seems like it's just kind of moved on?
No, I got a lot of my young homies I got love and respect for. You know what I mean? They just been misguided.
Right.
Been lost because there was a generational gap where some killings went on that my niggas wasn't there to continue to to get that structure that they needed, right?
Mm.
So no, I fuck with my young homies. You know, it's just that they no, and as far as them knowing, no, my name stayed relevant while I was gone. Cause I'm the big homie in there.
Right.
So my name stayed relevant out here. Plus I have a son out here, I told you.
True.
Then I have a brother who's out here. You feel me? And there was other things. Somebody never told you. Are you familiar with Banging on Wax, Power of Love, and all the Banging on Wax shit?
I had that in fourth grade.
What?
Yeah, 1994-ish, I think.
Power of Love and all that
Somehow made its way to the East Coast because we were fucking with it. That was like, I was so fascinated by gangs even then.
So I'm finna fuck you up with this one, man. That's my little brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
Power of Love. Little Stretch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow. With the roll call.
That's crazy.
My little brother would do that roll call.
Wow.
Well, I can start off fast, I can start off slow, but the real gangsters know which way I should go, and then he started having all the blood hoods and all that. Yeah, that's my little
crazy because so many people still to this day have stories about that project and just, you know, things that go back to that.
They can't give you the story that I can because my brother is one of the head dudes that was a part of that story.
But you were locked up while that project.
No, I came home. Remember I told you I got on 92?
Yeah.
So I'm in all the videos, but I wasn't doing any rapping. My brother was rapping. I have a brother on the Crip side and on the Blood side on Banging on Wax.
Wow.
Yes, I do.
Why did that group not last longer? You think it could have?
Well,
it wasn't really meant to be a group long term.
It wasn't a group. The Banging on Wax was just a project.
Yeah.
Afterwards, my brother and Big Wad, Big Wad, right? Rest in peace. Big Wad. Crenshaw Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's part of the Banging on Wax, Power Love, and all that. It was him and my brother. They was like the two main down moves on that side.
Right.
And then they had a group formed, which was the Young Soldiers, which is Sugar Booger, my brother, Lil Stretch, and Big Wad, and G Pops in the four. So you pull the album up, it has a song. I'm gonna. If you remember that, then you remember the song. East Side nigga, West Side nigga.
Mm-hmm.
That's all three of my brothers. We on there. Me and my two brothers. All of us. That's our song, really.
Wow.
So then when I went to prison on this case, my brother and them signed with Death Row.
Right.
And then they did the remix, which is on Snoop album. Murder Was a Case soundtrack. You pull it up. East Side, West Side's on there. You'll see my brother, Lil Stretch, and Big Wad in the clip. That's their song.
Were you? Because I remember being a little kid and thinking, why the fuck would a Crip get on this album with a Blood when the Bloods are talking about killing Crips and the Crips are talking? So, it was baffling to me, even as like a 10-year-old.
Well, it was even baffling to me. Right? So, I would be honest. I was not my brother. So when I came home from prison at that time, this project was already in go mode. Right now, to be honest, I'm
sure a lot of people disapproved of it at the time.
Well, you know what? To be honest, no. Here's the trip part. There were probably some people disapproved of, but to be honest, I was at the videos. There were 1,000 Bloods and Crips here at this video shoot, and there was no issues.
Even people who would normally be beefing were putting it to the side.
This was about money and a project, and Ronnie Phillips, may rest in peace. He was the producer,
right?
And Ronnie, Ronnie was super. He was a good dude. I mean, he brought the project together. How? I don't know, because I'm gonna be honest. In my day and era, we wouldn't have been with it like that.
Right.
You feel me? Where we sitting here watching some keyways disrespecting the beat. Nah. And I feel like they would have felt the same way.
Yeah.
You feel me? Nah, I wasn't with that. But I came home, the project was already there. So we came. My brother was involved, so I came. You know what I'm saying? And then, so me and a couple of my rider homies, we were there. My real ones were there. And then there was some real Crip niggas there, and it was actually both sides. And we were in the video, and it was really like, I'd say it was like a whole bunch, like over 1,000 of us all in one section downtown while they were shooting these videos all night. You feel me? And Ronnie was passing out blue rags and red rags. I mean, was explaining the gang shit? I don't know, but hey,
I wonder if you could pull it off now. Something similar.
Probably wouldn't be. It would probably be more of a two neighborhoods maybe, but no, about the whole. Cause the shit's all fucked up now. You got, like I said, you got Crip and Blood hoods that are like this. You got Crip and Crip hoods. You also, this shit is like I said, it's rainbow. This gumbo. This shit is so crazy. I'm on another level anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Adam,
I could think of Bloods and Crips that I could get to do music together. It would be no big deal. And then I could think of Bloods and Crips where if I would have asked them to do a song with this other person, that they would be like, Adam, get the fuck out of my face.
No shit like that. Yeah. I mean, you know, and I understand it because everybody has their own little neighborhood situations going on. But some of the gang violence has curtailed in South Central LA. You know, and I felt it's because of the political and it's because of the racial stuff too. A lot of that, you know. But
sometimes there's a YouTube channel called Swamp Stories that does like a lot of documentaries about different hood stuff, whatever. And he is always on a story talking shit about LA and acting like LA is only known for squabbling now, and the murder rate is this high in Baton Rouge and Chicago, and it ain't, the murder rate is low now in LA or whatever, which to him, this is him like clowning it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the murder rate is. When I see that, I'm like, oh, the murder rate is lower now? I mean, that sounds great. That's a positive development.
That's how I would see it, right? But like for the response to that type shit, look, you know, murder rates, I mean, who wants to brag about anyway about black killing black anyway? So let's show you where his level of mentality at first of all.
Right.
But even if you was on that, you know, everything that pretty much the ride came when it comes to this hood shit, thugging shit, blood and crip shit, came from South Central LA, Compton and Watts, Inglewood. Let's just be real. You feel me? It came from the West Coast. You feel me? So we set trends. When it comes to that type shit, when it comes to tire, hood shit, everything, all the trends came from us. You feel me? So, you know, who brought all the murder rate down? So, well, you have to also look at that a lot of blacks have moved out of Los Angeles. You get what I'm saying? What we was talking about. I mean, like mostly down there in Spanish. You still have blacks, but you get what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
You know, and then shit. So it's a whole different program. And then if you still out here on that, then what the fuck is that saying about? You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I'm trying to see us, you know, bring some shit together where it's different.
Right.
You feel me? For a change, some real fucking change. You feel me?
I mean, let's say that tomorrow there was like such a gang treaty in LA that the murder rate went, you know, dropped by 50% next year. As grown-ups, I would look at that and say, this is phenomenal. This is a triumph of the human spirit that people who were dealing with this for so long are having, and even if it was just for a year, it was 2 years, 6 months. I mean, hey, it's anything to stop people losing their babies.
Definitely. You know, the only problem is that, you know, we take these steps forward to take so many back. You know what I'm saying? And that the problem is because of the lack of education. The motherfuckers ain't, you know, we go at peace, but then it's no longevity in it because it's too many hidden agendas, you know, or you don't have the right foundation set. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, when I came home and the Peace Street was cracking, I got a cousin from Grape Street, you know, and he was one of the main dudes back then. Was him and Kaka and them. They had the keys over there to the JDs. Kaka, Sporty, you know, Nardo, Insane from Grape, and them still. Even though Nardo's my cousin, Insane them is still my partners. You feel me? And Sane just did a life sentence. He out. I haven't seen it, but it was different back then, as I said. But you know, I came home and it was already cracking. But you can't move forward if you don't know what we're trying to achieve. You get what I'm saying? And so that's a big problem, period, with not just Watts, but with Compton, Inglewood, and then even on the West Coast, and then period, in the black communities, period. Motherfuckers, I've been a part of life all my life, Adam. Feel me? But I educated myself. I was in prison on worldly knowledge. You get what I'm saying? And so having that foresight is different. It hit different. You feel me? And I'm only on that bullshit if you bring it around me type shit. You hear me?
Definitely. Okay, so how do you get shot 2 different times since you've been home?
Yeah, I'm asking myself that shit too, bro. I don't want to speak about no locations because, you know, so I got shot once at wrong place, wrong time, both times. Once, shit. I'm trying to see how to put this without being, you get what I'm saying? Let me see. I actually wrong place, wrong time. It wasn't like a provoked situation, nothing. You know, when you live in South Central, that shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
I walks up, start shooting. You know, and I got hit in the hip and it gave me nerve damage in my foot. You know what I'm saying? So I popped these motherfucking pills to be able to move around. You know, and it's fucked up, but I'm still here, so that's how that happened. Could have killed me.
Were you shocked, like beyond belief, at the fact that you thought you had left this part of your life behind and it continued to follow you?
Well, I won't say that I left it. Well, it's not. I leave behind. When you live in this environment, this is around you 24/7, and you know this is number one. PTSD is so fucking high that people probably outside wouldn't even understand that. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're not in fucking, you like, you feel what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You got to be on your shit. So you know, yeah, no, I wasn't. It was unprovoked. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't even know the motherfucker. You feel me? Period.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the honest God truth.
Right.
I'm blessed to be sitting here because the motherfucker, could have walked me down. And he, it was either them or he was just unexperienced. I don't know. But I'm thankful. And then watch this, a year after that, fucking wrong place, wrong time, I'm sitting in my car, a motherfucker shoot 300 rounds in my car.
300 rounds?
Approximately close proximity.
300 rounds?
If I'm lying,
what?
I'm flying.
I mean, that's so many fucking bullets.
Listen, Adam, this was recently. And I think you would probably still, no disrespect to you, but just being real, you probably would still be like this right now with this experience I just had. Probably be like, I was sitting in my car, minding my business. Car just pulled up on the side. This shit go crazy. And I'm playing dodgeball. Hit me in my other leg. I didn't even know him. 300 rounds. And that's approximately count because it didn't seem like I was going to stop.
And this is still just a situation where it's based on where you're from. They can tell where you're from.
They don't know where you're from. Just you can be in the area. And then you could be in 66. When you live in LA, man, anywhere you at, you're in somebody's neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you hit the corner, you must stop in the goddamn market. And you don't even know them, but you just mind your business. And you can be dressed just like he is.
Normal.
Just like
skater style dude, not looking like a gangbanger at all.
See the hat he got on?
That's a controversial hat, yeah.
Controversial hat, right? But he don't know that, right? He ain't tripping on that, right?
You see a white guy wearing that hat, you don't think twice about it, or in the hood
today
you would?
You never know.
Today, yeah.
Today you never know the way this shit is, right? But check it out though, like even without the hat, just the fact he has on it fitted, right? You don't have to have the S for 60s or the B for the Bloods or a Hoover hat. None of them matter what but that attire right there can get a motherfucker pop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At nighttime or daytime, because say if you stop at a goddamn liquor store, right? And you just take your cigarettes and you walk out and motherfuckers, you ain't knowing this neighborhood is walk these off across the street. You feel me? Their neighborhoods are so proximity close.
Mm.
And you must decide the day that they spending the block. And see, you coming out the store.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You from over there, as far as they feel.
Yeah.
And that was that situation with me. 200-300 rounds was in my car. And I'm blessed to be sitting there telling
How many times you get hit?
Once in my fucking leg.
Once?
I ain't lying to you.
I do not understand how that's even possible.
Homies.
What?
Dead homies, right? You want to see it? It's fucking recent. Huh? You see my leg? See that motherfucker? You can tell it's recent, can't you?
Yeah.
Went in right there, came out right there.
Wow.
Once.
That's insane. I mean,
I didn't think it was going to stop.
Yeah.
I thought this was the one. That's the shit I'm telling you. I hit with that AK, I told you, right? Broke all my ribs, shook my pelvis bone, shredded my liver, put a hole in my lung, I lost 8 pints of blood when I got hit that time.
Wow.
Wasn't as scary as this one.
And you never found out
I hit my leg.
You never found out anything about who it was, anything like that? You don't care?
I'm gonna say, am I numb to this shit? No, yeah, maybe. Don't care. What the fuck? I don't know who it was. The fuck, I'm gonna go around looking to see trying to find out. Some calls was made to check. You know, for me, it was just to be honest, it was friendly fire. It was an accident. Just basically, be honest, because I was actually mistaken identity because I was in the wrong place, wrong time. But I noticed to be fact because don't look for me like that, right? You feel what I'm saying? So if you happen to be black and you turn in the wrong area in LA and you can park your car to get something, to do something, nigga, you might be at the wrong time, nigga, spin the block and you can get it. And that's how it happened. I'm just blessed to be still here talking to you.
Yeah.
200-300 rounds. I ain't bullshit now.
Is there part of you that was like, I'm gonna figure out somewhere else to go live anywhere besides here? Like,
I've been wanting to get the fuck out. You know
right. I know it's probably not
but you have
easy,
to have the
but
means. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe you can help me.
Oh,
you
man.
got the means, though.
Yeah.
Hey, no, let me tell you some shit, Adam. Check this out. Because I want to go back to this prison shit, right?
Yeah.
I said so many times because I didn't even know I really wanted to start at. But I've been to all of them they got. I've been over California, got what, 38 prisons? California, about 38 prisons in California, right?
Wow. That's a lot.
I've been to, that's how many prisons they have in California. And I've been to at least 17, 18 of them.
Okay.
Maybe 20 of them throughout, I did 4 years in the youth authority, and I did 2 years in camp. And I've been to every juvenile hall they got. And all the ones now, they're talking about how they was treating them. You ever see that shit on Instagram now?
Mm-hmm.
But the fuck, when I was there, you weren't saying nothing about this shit now. Only going back 15 years, ain't that a bitch? It was happening back then, right? Oh, I got a story for you.
Sure.
You ever heard of this camp called Kilpatrick? It's up in Malibu.
No.
Oh.
They got a prison in Malibu?
It's not a prison. It's
like a
juvenile prison.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a camp, and it's called Camp Vernon Kilpatrick. It's in Malibu, rich camp area. It's crazy as fuck, ain't it? Let me tell you about this camp.
Sure.
I was in that camp it's a maximum security camp in Malibu. When I was in that motherfucker in 1984 till 1985. Well, I was in camp from 84 to 86, but I was in Kilpatrick from 84 to 85. And let me tell you about this camp. They got a hole. If you fuck up, you go to the hole.
Mm-hmm.
So in this hole, let me tell you what they do at 12 and 13, 14 years old. They got you sitting in the back, in the hole in a dungeon. And you have to sit like this from 8 in the morning till 8 at night. Like this, with your hands up. And you have to sit like this all day in the hole. They call it booty down. And if they catch you laying down, or resting like this, I'm gonna put you in this back dungeon in the cell. And the cell there's 2 of the cells in the back that have no bunk. It's just straight concrete cell. It's a straight fucking 4x4, 6x whatever, right? No bed, no nothing. And you have to sit back there on your ass, Indian style, from 8 in the morning till 8 at night.
Mm-hmm.
And if they open that cell and see you sitting down there, you don't get your mattress or anything until 8 o'clock at night. So you're sitting on this floor. As a kid, this is what they were doing. I enjoyed that for a year and a half. That's part of Kilpatrick. So the mental.
So that's what you did every day for a year and a half?
Not every day. But if you want to say,
if you're
I
in
had
the hole.
a fight, I went
right.
to the hole, and I'm in the hole for 2 weeks. I had to do this shit for 2-3 weeks or 30 days.
What the?
As a kid. Sitting there. And I'll fuck you up too. Let me tell you this last part of the story. Because I watched this happen. It fucked me up. I have a homie, rest in peace, named Tank. Mm-hmm. We both went to the hole. We got to the fight, probably with some Watts Crips or something, right? Went to the hole. They put you in the back room whenever you go to the hole. There's 3 rooms in the back before you get put to the front rooms. So we're in the back. Remember I told you one of the room only one of the cells back there have a bunk, but there's no mattress on it until 8 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. The other 2 rooms have just a cell. And so my homie was in the cell with no bunk, and I was in the one with the bunk. And no mattress on. We sitting there, he got caught leaning like this. They hog-tied him, 14 years old, for that. Hog-tied him, feet to the back, where his feet and hands were together. And for hours, bro, and I heard him crying to me. And he was going, "Stretch, I can't feel my hands, bro. My shit turning blue and everything." Yeah. And I was sitting there the whole time saying, "It's going to be all right, champ, take woo." But this is what we endured. And I witnessed this. This is my homie. And I was fucked up listening to him over there yelling and crying, 13, 14 years old. Who fucking does this?
I cannot imagine being hogtied for hours
True
like
story.
that. That's
true story. Yeah. That's what happened. But I wanted to get back to this prison shit.
But did you ever get the feeling that the guards felt uncomfortable with the level of cruelty that they were inflicting on you?
No, not the dudes that did it.
They don't give a fuck.
No. Wow. No. I saw in their eyes.
You got to have like a certain mentality to even be able to do that job. Because I don't think I could do that to a random person.
Yeah, for what?
Yeah.
You know, fuck you on hog tie. I said, kid with kids.
Yeah.
Commit a crime and now we're in a hole for having a fight.
I don't know if I could do that to my worst enemy.
You hog tie a motherfucker and that's torture.
Yeah.
I just let my homie cry for over an hour or two, bro.
Jesus.
He rests in peace now. And that shit fucked me up, and I remember like it was yesterday. Well, I got some stories for you.
So you were saying getting back to the prison thing?
Well, how CDC is a gang. It's a gang, bro. I mean, now don't get me wrong. There's a couple officers that but it's never been a straightforward system. And I've been to that motherfucker 3 times, and I've been to, like I said, 18 to 20 of them. I'm setting the holes. I know captains. I know wardens, and I've even been. I was back rep on certain yards. Sometimes you feel me. So I've dealt with the administration. I know what they're about. And yeah, they'll do corrupt shit and they'll do whatever the fuck they want when they want, and they'll fuck over you.
Right.
I was threatened in the hole before. I was in the hole. The associate warden brought 8 goon squads in there. They had already planned this, and they brought me out the cell. And I was in there talking to the associate warden like this, and then 2 goon squads already walked me in, but then 6 more entered the room. And they came in there and threatened my life.
Really?
Yeah, we'll kill you back here. Don't go to the yard. Don't get into officers no more. This type shit. Yeah. What can you do?
Damn. Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm glad you made it out of all that, man. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, me too, man. The day I walked out, my brother took me to Carl's Jr., right? Or some shit. It was just stop, right, on the road, get some shit. So, he wants to clown, get what you want with that. But he's tripping on me, right? Because I'm loose to shit. So when I left, they'll fix your sodas for you. You can make your own soda. Now you go and they give you the cup and you go over there and get your own.
Right.
So that shit wasn't when I was out. They didn't have that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a no-go in our day because motherfuckers be over there like this all day, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is how they felt. So I didn't know this what it was. So I came home and I got my little food and shit. And we were about to leave and the broad had me the cup with the straw and shit. And I'm like, yeah, all right. So we still standing at the cash register. And I'm like, my brother, like, what's up? I'm like, shit, she gave me an empty cup. Shit, I'm waiting on my soda. Like, they're tripping on the shit. But he's like, nigga, just sit over there. That's how oblivious I was to this shit. So I get my soda, they laughing and shit. And they got a camera crew with filming me. So he wants to get his clown on and shit. Like, I told my brother he can go eat anywhere. He just did 26 years in prison. He can eat anywhere he want. And this nigga picked Carl's Jr.
I mean, shit.
I said, I want a Western cheeseburger, right?
Yeah.
Because in prison, you don't get that shit.
And I mean, like for me, all right, I got married and went on a honeymoon in Europe, all over France and Spain and shit. I got back and it's like I hadn't had, this is obviously very different in prison. I don't want to compare it to prison, but I'm eating all fancy ass dinners and shit for like a month straight. When I got home, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, what do I want to eat? I want fucking Popeyes. I want the most bare bones American ass shit possible after eating at all these 5-star restaurants for all these days. Yeah.
Well, I had that night he took me to Ruth Chris. He had already had that plan, which I didn't know. You feel me? But that was dope. He did that,
For sure.
Had him bring out some shit, with the cheesecakes in my name. Happy, welcome home and all that shit.
Because you know what it is? It's not that the food at Carl's Jr. is fucking amazing, but for me, I don't have that thing for Carl's Jr. But like McDonald's, Big Mac and fries, it's ingrained into my brain since I was a kid. But that's just like that's a comfortable meal,
So when you see all this shit on social media, what you think about all this shit, bro? The food, this fast food shit.
I mean, I still got love for it. I eat healthy 90% of the time. So when I think about fast food, I'm like, I fuck with it. But I also couldn't imagine eating it more than once a week or whatever,
Okay, yeah. I came home, I ain't gonna lie, I was attacking that shit.
Yeah.
Because you have 26 years, so but then you start studying and reading shit and social media fuck you up.
It's the worst quality shit on earth, yeah. But also, like, I've had it where I'm on the road for a week and I'm eating like shit every meal. And by the end of that week, holy, I'm so excited to get home and eat salads and shit, you know?
Right,
it's
because
just,
I'm so tired of eating this fast food. Now I'm looking, I don't even know what I want no more. I look at all the fast food restaurants and I'll be like, man, I don't want that shit. I don't want that shit. And then you start trying to think about eating healthy. You're like, I really don't want that shit. You know, it's like, wow. You know, you think about what you're feeding the kids.
Yeah.
You know, you see so many kids now with obesity, and then you got, you know, diabetes, and then you got cancer rates. That's what you think about it. Because, you know, when I fought with the prison, none of this shit was really happening.
Because let me tell you, my kid goes to well, she's in preschool, but she still like goes to like a nice ass private preschool and shit. And the vast majority of the other kids are all like in good shape for like a 4-year-old. They look like they're healthy and shit. And then every once in a while, we'll be at the playground or whatever, and I'll see a fat ass kid and realize, and I'll see even the parents like giving them snacks and juice and all this kind of shit. And I'm realizing like, oh man, like I'm not even around parents that are letting their kid do unhealthy stuff like that. But I mean, I really look at it as kind of like, it's like a type of child cruelty, but you can't blame the parent because they probably just don't know any better.
Most of them don't. And then it's just been a constant repetitive system of this indoctrination. That's, you know, it's fucked up. You know, let me tell you about some of the books I read in prison.
Sure.
I've read a book called Chariots to the Gods by Eric Van Daniken.
I heard of that.
It's dope. It's a must read. This dude's won some awards and all type of stuff. Bestsellers, all that. But I've read another must read is called The Gardens of Eden by William Bradley. Some of the 12 Chronicles by Zachariah Sitchin. I've read Behold the Pale Horse.
People keep telling me to read that.
Before the Mayflower. Well, Behold the Pale Horse it was one of the first ones I read that before I ventured off into other books that were more well put together, I would say. Whereas like I read a lot of David Icke books. Or David Icke, or how you pronounce it, but like Children of the Matrix, The Biggest Secret by David Icke. Those are some good reads. You know, and I like the fact you got references that you can go and do your own research instead of just believing, you know, what a person says. You get me? I read The People's History. I read The People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn. That's a good one. But Before the Mayflower, said Church to the Gods. I read. I wanted to talk about this one, The Gardens of Eden, because it's like I stumbled on this book while I was in the hole. I went to the hole and shit, and then I was sitting in the cell. I just, you know, I cleaned up the cell, you know, just move in. I see a book on there with dust all on it. And I read that and it fucked me up. It talks about the conscious mind and how, you know, gaining control of your conscious thinking, and it's deep. And some of these books illuminated me into some knowledge that just had me think on a different thinking level. You know, than just hood shit, you know?
Definitely.
So
make you kind of realize like how much information you weren't exposed to throughout your childhood.
How much has been taken away from us. You know, how much no, I mean, you know, Adam, let's just, you know, let's talk some shit, man. You know, when you look at everything that has transpired when you study history and then you study what's going on today. You know, you see that not only the playing field hasn't been fair, you see that there was some diabolical planning that went on, a lot of things that has transpired. You know, I hear a lot of people say, well, you know, you look at, well, you should know right from wrong and these types of things. But when you grow up, like when I was growing up, shit, we knew the law, but we didn't know right and wrong. Our right and wrong, you know, morally speaking, was different. You know? And then when we grew up learning everything that has happened, you know, amongst us for this. Well, you have a fair shot today. But the mental part, this trait is passed on from generation to generations. This way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And it has to be broken. The only way it can be broken is you have to really know what to teach your kids. Right. To break that mental cycle.
Definitely.
You know, that vicious cycle that's going on, just being 100.
Oh, that's real. You mentioned death row. You got a Suge story.
Yeah.
Can we get into that?
Yeah, I think I knew you was gonna ask me about that shit.
It's a pretty legendary story. Yeah, I
Yeah,
figure
my
we
boy
should
told
probably
me.
touch on it.
Al probably says you should talk about that. I know you going. I said, yeah, okay. You know, I don't want to make Suge mad at me no more because I don't want to say no more because he should never mad at me anyway. But
Wait, have you heard from him in recent years?
I've actually talked to Suge voice wise. He was on the phone with Magic
Right.
at the time, Magic. You know, books old bullets, hip hop scholarship. Gotta give out set to my boy still, even though it's good. He
Right.
had to leave, so he had something to do. But Suge, I don't want him to feel like I'm bringing, beating on a dead horse, right? But I don't mind talking about it. It's the truth. But it's I think I won't do it no more after this one.
Mm.
So what you want to know, Al?
Just how it went down, and people are always fascinated by Suge because I think that in some ways he was kind of the last of a dying breed, where you see executives and people running labels and stuff who are gangster, but not like the way he was. Not as extreme as a lot of the stuff that we hear about Suge. So I think that's why people are so fascinated by him.
Yeah, I mean, Suge was a shrewd businessman. You know what I'm saying? Before I go into that story, I'm gonna say I don't have nothing against Suge. I wish him to get home free Suge. You feel me? Free Marion, man. Let him out, shit. I know all about that shit too, and that was a fucked up situation. But I'm gonna speak about what I was on. It was 93. I just got out of prison until 92. My big homie, rest in peace, Big Green Eyes. You know what I'm saying? He had it's my partner in crime. It's my big bro. He was older than me, and he had just got out doing a gang of time. And he told me that one of the homies was coming home. I just got out actually, and that he had a job for us. That's what it was brought to me. It was not brought to me that we was finna go do something for Harry O for sure. It wasn't like that. You know what I mean? But basically, it was just that got a job. Nigga gonna get a few dollars. What's happening? It was the niggas I was gonna go, be the gangster or whatever it was. You feel me? So shit, I was young, excited. It wasn't like I said, I knew nothing about shit, just business. So the business day came, we still didn't know shit. All we was told was just finna go see somebody. When we see him, I'm gonna show him to y'all. I'm gonna show somebody to y'all. When y'all see him, bring him to me, and that's it. And I'm gonna take care of the rest, and y'all gonna get paid. So I was like, all right, shit, let's ride. That was kind of what we said. We was out in the streets anyway, so that was what we did. Not that, but just we was with all the shit. You feel me? So we went up to Interscope on Wilshire, right there. We pulled up right there on the corner, went under the underground parking. We didn't park on the street, but we walked in the underground parking, came into the little lobby where the office at. And we were sitting there, and then we stepped in the office like you can see some, what do you call them? The ladies at the desk and shit.
Secretaries
and shit, but there was no other assistants and shit. They was looking, they just see 4 black niggas step up in here, looking around. So, but this kind of Interscope, I guess it's, Puff now. So, but no, you dealing with.
They probably had a lot of stuff going on.
You feel me? She Snoop, you got Suge. So it's a lot of, it wasn't too much, but they seen us looking across the lobby. So it kind of got a little tension, and then Suge comes out the side door. Still didn't know Suge. I just remember my homie saying, "That's the nigga right there. Bring him to us." We engaged him. He was talking to somebody. So I was like, "What's happening?" My big dog was like, "Hey, check it out, nigga. You feel me?" He kind of knew. You know what I'm saying? I figured he knew more than likely what it was about. Because some dudes already been up there, trying to get it, and they couldn't. And shit, we got the job done. So he runs. Well, I'm saying run because, like I said in the beginning, he when I told him before, he power walked towards the escalator, the elevators. We kind of noticed that we were engaging him, and he wasn't going to be able to get on the elevators in time. And we would engage him right there, so he hit the stairwells. And we was right behind him. And my big homie said, "Well, let that nigga get one of the doors and close the door on the stretch." And I was like, And I was on. I was like, check it out, man. Check it out. You feel me? But he was like, still, I gotta. You know, and his defense, I know he didn't know what was going on, but he was trying to get to where his bodyguards was at.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, which is where all the power rules was at. You feel me? From Compton, all the niggas I didn't know they was all in there. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know. I told you the truth. So I know just with Suge, we didn't know who he was at the time. Had heard about him, but I didn't know who he was. Had no description of this, who it was. Nothing. We didn't get no name. It was just what it is. So as he up the hallway, I'm behind him. Check it out, homie. The homie like, hey, when did he get in the house? Is he close? You know, because Interscope got them doors, them hallway, all them doors up on them. And he was like, you get one of them doors closed, and we can't get in. So I was already, I pursued behind him. I was already close. And so, we stumble up in the door, and I'm behind him, like kind of a little clip, And he had time to really close it because I was too close up on him. And I'm still, we like, nigga, check it out, nigga. You feel me? Straight up. It was serious. It was business. And he knew he was coming for something. But it was business. I still didn't know who he was at this time. So we steps in the door, and this is where all of them was at. They're in the office. And then now I kind of put two and two together now. Once I see all the niggas in here that I know from jail and, Compton and Watts, we right next door.
Mm-hmm.
So most of these niggas is our homies we grew up with. You feel me? And I had already been in the pen with one or two of them. But my big homie knew all the G's in here.
Mm-hmm.
And so, she'll kind of startled him when he stepped up in the door, how you feel me? Because, like I said, it was, hey, what's up, shit? What's up, man? Like, I don't know, these niggas said I don't see their homie. Talk to somebody. It was like, my big homie said, nigga, I'm OG Green Eyes. Nigga. My name is nigga, you finna go talk to the homie. I ain't gonna mention his name.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went to go talk. And I was escorted back downstairs and,
His bodyguards came with him?
all the homies, yeah.
Okay.
They all came. We all went downstairs, went to the underground parking lot. And like I said, all of them knew the homie. They knew me, most of them, and they knew my big homie Green Eyes. You feel me? So they was like, he was like, nigga, this nigga finna go talk to I mean, I didn't say I don't want to say the name.
We can bleep that.
Yeah, his name. So I was like, all right, you feel me? And, so we escorted him back downstairs. And when we got down there, to my understanding, $500,000 check was signed. Well, I know it to be facts. It was signed over. Because I saw him and the homie talking. You feel me? Like, at this moment, I still don't know about what's going on completely.
Yeah, what was the $500,000 for exactly?
Because Harry-O helped him start Death Row.
Okay, it was going straight to Harry-O. Okay.
Well, it was to Harry-O and probably a few other his business partners. It's some business shit that didn't go right like it should have. And Harry-O get what he was due to him. So. Yeah.
Did Suge earn your respect in that situation, or did you think that he handled it in another way?
It still became. We're not partners because we don't kick it every day, but we became bull after that. You feel me? It was no hard feelings, no beef. He knew it was business, because afterwards, after everything was said and done, I'll say about like maybe a month later, we were backstage at the Summer Jam at 93 at the Forum, and I was with my brother, No Stretch, and a couple other homies. Top Dog, he wasn't Top Dog then, he was Dude Dog. So we was all backstage with his uncle Mike Conception, that's Top Uncle. So we was all backstage, we all grew up together. So we all backstage with Top Uncle Mike at the Summer Jam. So I'm back here with Queen Latifah, SWV, all of them like right here type shit. Your boy Lawrence Tate from Men's Society, you see this, he gonna know, he remember us. And cause we was kind of on him like, man, you what's up? Cause he did that movie, Men's Society, is in the Jordan Downs.
Right.
So when we saw him backstage, we was kind of like,
we need a movie.
But we was on him like, so we thought he actually was from. We didn't know. We was like at him like, is you from over there type shit? We wanted, we just pushed up on him like, what's up, champ?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw the movie. We was on him like that, like, yeah, we from the other projects. And then he was like, oh, no, I'm from Pennsylvania. And we was like, oh, my homie was like, oh, you act your ass off. But back to the story while we was backstage.
Right.
Me and Oz dipped off to go smoke some weed and shit. And so when we went off to go smoke, my brother and them stayed. And so me and my big homie hit the cut, in the back. We got backstage passes on, so we just dipped in the cut. And we'll smoke some weed in the back. And while me and him standing talking, it's a few weeks after the shit had just happened with my boy Suge. So we look up, and Suge and his number one bodyguard, Haron at the time, may he rest in peace. Haron was my phone. I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Haron was a G from Pyro. Him and Haron was coming up the walkway in the backstage part. And me and I was sitting talking. And I said, hey, Stretch. And they said, look up. And I looked up. And he said, you know what? He said, you know what that is? And I looked. And I said, yeah, that's the nigga Suge. True story. He was on the cell phone. And Haron's bodyguard was walking with him, right? And that's when he was talking. And he looked up. And he saw me in the eyes. And he said, I ain't gonna lie. He said, let me call you right back. And he hung up. And he walked up and he said, what up, Oz? He said, I want to put you and your boy Stretch, And, but I don't want to deal with nobody else. Feel me? And it was like, that's what's happening. And then probably like a couple months later, my brother and them signed with Death Row and did the Young Soldiers and did the Snoop album. So that's how it developed. And then I got out on bail. I have a story for you. 95, bailed out, $70,000 bail. And Death Row, if you remember, hosted the Soul Train Awards back then.
Right.
And Suge them through this big old thing on Wilshire right here. And the boy got killed at the after party. DJ Quick mentions his name on the album. When he said, rest in peace, the boy from 60 got killed. I was there that night. But this was a guy, if you listen to DJ Quick album, when Suge and them was hosting the Soul Train Awards after party, we was there. My brother and I performed. We was on stage that night. And I did my youngest brother verse because he was out of town at the time. And so I came on stage with my brother Lil Stretch and Big Wad and them. And Suge was right here with my homie Big Green Eyes. They were standing next to each other while we were on the stage performing. But that night, something happened. And this dude from 60s got killed. He got stomped out real bad. And it was some shit happened, some bullshit that happened. It should have never happened, right? But I listened to the song, Quick talks about it. He was like, rest in peace to the dude from 60 got killed. Because it was like that, whatever. But I was there that night, and me and my brother performed. I was out on bail. And me and Suge was chopping it up. And he was like, you gonna stay your ass out? Because he had actually gave my brother a little money to help bail me out. So, yeah, free Suge, man. I know how I feel. That's the homie.
Wow, yeah. It's crazy. Crazy story.
Yeah.
Shit, okay. In terms of where you're at in life right now, what are you working on? What's got you excited? What's going on right now?
So I'm you know what got me excited is that I'm in a position to be able to change some youngsters' lives. Like I said, education is the key. So right now I got one of my homies. He runs the little county park area in my neighborhood. His name is Nene. Shout out to Nene. You feel me? And Nene supposed to give me some books and some backpacks and different shit. I be doing it already in my neighborhood with magic and shit, with books, old bullies. But I do engage and I be like passing out little shit to schools, giving shit on backpacks and shit. And books, we need some donations too. Y'all, what I'm saying, can give out some donations. And, follow my Instagram, Stretch $1 115. You feel me? We always need some help to watch kids. Maxine Waters was just down there. She does some things in the neighborhood, but I'm trying to do something different. Because giving is one thing, but mentally giving is a whole nother, right? We need both, right? But, there's be no change if we don't change the system and the way of our thinking as well. You get what I'm saying? So giving back is what I'm trying to do now, but like I said, we need stuff. We need clothes, we need shoes over there. There's kids that's going to school, fucked up over there in Watts and Compton areas and shit. But we in Watts right now. And in the Nixon Garden Gym, man. And we be in the back, we be, got my homie Donnie and them over there doing some things. And Top does a lot of things over in the neighborhood, which you already know, he holds little events. We've had Rihanna and the nigga since. We've had, Chris Brown.
I always hear about that. Rihanna going there. That's like, they'll be talking about that 20 years from now.
I saw SZA too. She was there. I got a couple pictures with her, shout out to Top and 2 T's, because they be having little kids stuff, giveaways and raffles and shit, but we need more help, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get more involved, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm kind of on right now. And changing something in this because this mass incarceration is a big problem in mental health. You know, I feel that's something that needs to be talked about, mental health.
It's crazy because right now it feels like we're kind of in a time where people are getting less and less time in LA and people are getting out earlier and earlier. But then at the same time, there's kind of like a crime wave. You know, there's a lot of, or at least the crimes that are being committed are being blasted out there on social media a lot more. So I'm kind of like constantly seeing the conversation going down from both sides, where I see people saying we need to be locking people up for life on their second or third burglary arrest or whatever. And then I also see people saying we need to emphasize mental health and we need to try to recuperate people, and then we can't just be sending people away for 30 years.
You know,
I definitely see both sides of it. Yeah.
Only side I can see of sending somebody away for 30 years and shit like that is for a guy who, like, he done done some malicious murders for no reason type shit.
Right.
Shit like that, right? You know, but when you got a guy, you see some of these dudes be mental. I've seen motherfuckers have a mental problem, bro, and they know it, and they'll still convict them in the system and send them away for all these years, you know. A few of me and my homies, Crips and Bloods, you know, Bay Cats, all that, right? But the mental health is a big problem, for one. Number two, the punishment should fit the crime. The crime should fit the punishment. Vice versa, man. You know, period. I mean, now if you got a guy, he broke in the house and then say, you know, keep doing it. You know, what can I say? His mental is there. You feel me? I can't speak on that one. I let, you know, the system, we don't say what it is, right? But we have to look at mental health as a big problem, Alan. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of motherfuckers I see on the street and I see them in jail. I'm like, what the fuck he doing on a regular GP yard? This motherfucker's really fucked up. You feel me? And he's walking and talking to himself on the yard and every day. It's to help the CDC system is, you know, the whole system needs a reshake up, bro. You know what I'm saying? The penal code system, not the penal code system as far as certain things, but we're talking about when it comes to the fairness of just being real. You know, someone in the hood getting caught with something and someone else getting caught that lives on the other side of, you know, Los Angeles. Let's just be real. You know, this shit ain't been fair. So it's hard to say, you know, oh, we're gonna keep it right, but then you doing this and then, you know, it's not right. You know, you got corrupt police officers and, you know, you got corrupt district attorneys. Until that shit get really shook up right, you know, I don't say you have a problem with, I don't have a problem with you combating crime. I have a problem when you're doing it and you're doing dirty shit yourself. That's what I have a problem with. You hear me?
Right.
You know, you stealing and you get mad at me for stealing. How does that work?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying though? That's what I really got a problem with. You know, shit. You see the shit so long, you look at it like, and now I tell you, that's how a lot of my homies look at shit, like, because they know the system is corrupt. So they feel like justifiable. You know, now we talking moral standards is different. You know, I understand morally different now. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm trying to see something different, period.
If Trump gets elected, there's probably a pretty good chance that dudes are going to be doing a lot more time and there's going to be a lot less leniency.
Over Camilla.
I mean, I think she's more of the, like, activist style who probably wants to be more likely to give people a break on mental health reasons, where I feel like Trump is like the tough on crime candidate that's probably going to be locking people up and throwing away the key. But who knows?
When Trump was the last time I saw.
And California's a liberal ass state regardless, so.
To a certain extent, because like if you look at right now, we just talked about Camilla, right? Who denied my petition without even, if she looked at it, then that shows that she's even more would be corrupt than I would feel. You feel what I'm saying? But which way do you look at it? Did you look at it? Because if you did, you get what I'm saying? You how could you not, you feel me? Send my shit back to the courts. Yeah. And if you did look at it and you ignored it, then what does that say? You get what I'm saying? I'm just speaking for myself. I got the paperwork at home, man. You feel me? And so for me, I could never sit right with seeing, you know, even I don't believe in the voting system anyway. This being real, but
I'm not energized by either of these candidates.
Neither one. I told somebody, I said, "What you getting 2 of the lesser evil?"
Yeah.
You feel me? Who's energized about Kamala Harris and Trump? I mean, who?
I was excited about Obama. I was excited about,
even when it came to Reagan in them days, you had Bush, Reagan. Shit, I take Reagan.
Yeah.
You now you with Camilla and Trump.
This is definitely the election that I've put the least mental energy into on a personal basis. I'm just like kind of checked out, like whatever the fuck.
Out.
I honestly kind of don't care.
When it became the last two soul names in the back, checked out. Pete, so what, Trump or Camilla is what we get?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That lets you know this shit going to shit.
Yeah. Makes me feel old to not care. I feel like I'm just
that
like,
and
I'm really
like,
checked out.
Like you better get ready type shit too though. Feel me?
No,
like,
definitely. Yo, Stretch, it was great talking to you.
I appreciate you.
Give the people your message and what you want them to know that they should take away from this interview.
I mean, shit, you have to understand that just because what you see don't mean that that's what it is. You get what I'm saying? And everybody been through something. You know what I'm saying? But the only way I feel like a change will happen on earth is if we come to the table as a whole. See a change in the ghettos. And so what I'm doing is now my focus is on the youth, the kids. And that's what I'm on. So if it ain't about that, I can give a fuck about to be the president right now. Because it ain't going to help either way with us right now. You feel me? So follow me. Stretch $115. And you got to have me back home. You know what it is. Yeah, we should definitely do another one at some point for sure. That point. Appreciate you, Stretch. Shout out to all my young homies. My guy. I love them, honest. Show. What's up? My guy, Stretch. Everybody tune in to his, should we put your Instagram in the bio or anything if they want to get in touch? Yeah, just Instagram. Just hit me. Stretch $115. Let's go. Watch finest. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. No Jumper, coolest podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.